a third time around today. I just want to say thank you to everybody that was able to come in um, for my test stream that I did earlier on Starbucks. And we talked about culture shifts on that particular stream. We talked about culture shifts on that particular stream. We talked about closings, the store closings that are being proposed for Starbucks, as well as layoffs. And generally, they've got a plan to roll out to save Starbucks. And I just talked about, we kind of chopped it up on the personal touch that you get when you go to a mom and pop restaurant, mom and pop's coffee shop, or who cares if it looks like if the furniture looks like something from the Golden Girls. Us 80s babies, we appreciate those touches. Even if you go down to Florida, you'll still see that. You'll see that flavor. Freedom's March, you're here. Thank you so much for having me on today. Yeah, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it together one way or another. But I really appreciate you, and your chat is most generous and gracious, for sure. But yeah, I was just thanking everybody for coming in today, and for listening to me, and getting through that first stream that I did with Riverside earlier today. I might do one more test before I go to bed. I might even have some coffee if I decide to play around with it a little bit longer. But thank you guys so much for coming in, and for your chat, for being so gracious to me today. I know we had some bozos in there, but it's a clown world. Uh, well, I just know that their CEOs are cutting back. They're going to close quite a few stores. And hi, Joseph Francis Burton. Now I'm trying to get it. Trying to get it off the ground here. thanks to Freedom's March. I'm getting a little extra. Get a little extra. Support there. A lot of extra support. So I can't thank him enough for that. But in terms of Starbucks, they're gonna close. I think they said 1% of their stores. And they're going to come back. I guess they're going to roll out another brand, kind of rebranding themselves, like cozier chairs, different colors or whatnot. I don't know, but I'm just saying there's something to be said for actual, mom and pop stores, mom and pop coffee shops, because they're going to give you that personal touch. They might know your order already when you come in, or they might know what you would accept already if they don't have your favorite whatever. But no one's safe is what I'm not saying that by any stretch. I'm not an economist by any stretch. I see what I see, and it's all interesting to me. So yeah, but we talked about that a little bit, and we just talked about cultural shifts for sure. And a lot of these cultural shifts, guys, I talk about things all the time, but a lot of these cultural shifts, whether we like it or not, some of them we've allowed. I think we have to take some responsibility too, because it's supposed to be we the people that have the power, but a lot of our power, we've transferred power. And I think this kind of also brought us to where we are. So, but I want to thank everybody so much for all the fun today. Like I said, I might try the Riverside again today. It's not as cumbersome in terms of, it's not offering so many things that's overwhelming, or it's not like a whole lot of setup stuff. I may go back to OBS at some point, but for right now, I'm not going back to OBS. I'm gonna get rid of my system and just replace it, and then I can be as simple or whatever as I want. But in the meantime, I'm gonna let you guys get. Freedom Smart says, "I love the coffee house, the coffee shop by my house. They named the drink after my special." Oh, nice, nice. You see, it's the little things. And I don't mean to age myself, but like the older I get, I appreciate the small things, like just little things. And yeah, sometimes it's nice to go places where they know your name, or you know it's like they're investing in you just a little bit more than being that number amongst all the these big corporations, or can I say the big boxes. I mean, I was talking to somebody earlier today about what is like Foothills, and I'd go there, and then you'd have Caribou. You might have more Caribou than you had Starbucks in that particular area. I used to go to Repair Guy, and it was like down the street from his house in the Foothills area. I can't think of the name of it. La Crescenta. Very small community, cute community. But I'd always end up going to Caribou while I was getting my repair worked on. I mean, he worked on instruments for LA Phil, and then like Hubert Laws and everybody. I mean, everybody would go to his place to get their instrument worked on. But I remember that. But then I also knew a lot of Starbucks were closing around 2019. So this here again, we're talking about 2019 again, are we not? I'm so serious. In 2019, Starbucks was struggling. A lot of them closed. And it's almost like it's either we're talking a lot about 2019 or it's the flip. It's like a year of the flip, or things have been inverted to a certain extent. So I said all that to say that I appreciate you guys so much today for your engagement and for your time, taking time from your weekend. So I will check in with you guys tomorrow at some point. Yeah, but this was good, so necessary, and thank you guys for the support. Conspiracy Queen, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks so much for coming in. And Freedom's March, for sure. I will probably send you, I think I may have sent 2 things, but I may send one other thing. But Mr. Gates he's not letting up. He's taken on this whole vaccine thing. That's his other career. I mean, he stated it in this particular dinner. So he's letting you know very well, he's not holding back. He's not running away from it. He's full on, I guess, thinking he's the king of vaccines or something. But somebody else said that they were the father of vaccines as well. So we're going to see how this all turns out. But you guys have a great rest of your night. And if I come back on later, it'll be a Riverside test. It'll be a Riverside test at that point. Okay. All right, guys, have a great night. And I'll see you around tomorrow at some point.